Starbucks.com, they started, I think, online.
Yeah, for sure. So I think Robert earlier on mentioned Diageo. So Diageo and Ben and Jerry's. So the scale depends on the size of your company, but both of those companies said to us, we will only invest in Facebook what Facebook gives back to us. They were willing to take a chance. Okay, we start with the budget, we see what happens. But for every dollar they put in, they got more dollars back. So it's a matter of scale. But those companies said to us specifically, we need to see sales. If we don't see sales, we don't continue the budget. So they started with budgets, and for every dollar that they got back, they had more and more confidence. The example of Bookit.com, the travel website, I wanted to show that because it's important as well not to just think like Starbucks, because Starbucks have a different set of opportunities than other companies. But Bookit.com were only spending money to drive direct sales. Their only focus was sales. They didn't care about branding. All they wanted was sales. And that was a very, very modest budget.
One question here, and I have a few more.
You presented us the page of Facebook marketing, and you said at one point it's free traffic, free exposure for your brand. I guess everyone would like to be there now. So how are you going to control that?
So thank you for that. Yeah, I understand. So Facebook marketing is where we're going to highlight the best examples. So people who are doing really amazing things. So 1-800-Flowers is one of our examples there. So we try to take examples of people who are in one industry or being very, very advanced with their use of Facebook and how they're thinking about their strategy. But we also have the other sources. So the Facebook Studio, to clarify on Facebook marketing, there's an approval process. So you submit your story, and then if it's the kind of story that we think is very important for a market or for an industry, then we have an interview, and it's a process where we place you on the website. For the Facebook Studio, it's a much easier process to get approved. So you submit content, and we will host that content. We want as much content as possible there. So Facebook Studio is where we have a much bigger variety of content.
Can I be honest with you? I don't like the timeline.
You don't like timeline?
I'm not used to read on 2 columns. My point was, let's address this marketing people, because on 13th of March, all the fan pages for companies will be, switched on the new template. How can they use the new timeline to promote their products and services? Starting from the old timeline, because we need to, to go further and go fast and without breaking these.
There are too many things.
Too many.
So I'm glad you said that. I'm glad to answer this question, because maybe, I think timeline is beautiful. I think it's a much nicer experience. But I'm glad that we're not all agreeing, because if you all agree, then maybe we don't learn anything. So we experienced over time that people really didn't visit Facebook pages. That sounds like a very big, honest statement. People didn't visit Facebook pages very often. All of the content from Facebook pages, hits the newsfeed, and I maybe engage in the newsfeed. But the experience on pages wasn't very fulfilling for users. And Bruce said earlier that we want to make everything for our users. So in order to be consistent with timeline for people, and also to give brands a much better chance to engage with users, we've given them timeline. And personally, I think timeline is so much richer, so much more detailed, and has so many more opportunities than the previous.
Name 3 of them.
Okay.
3 opportunities, 3 advantages that new timeline, has for marketers.
Okay, so the very first one is brand impact. So when you land on the previous profile, you saw a Facebook bar, you saw some writing, you saw a small logo, you saw lots of wall posts, but now you have brand impact. Now you can place a cover photo that takes over about 1/3 of the screen. And brands have been crying out for us to allow them to customize the Facebook experience. So the first one is brand impact. The second one, I think, is to customize your content more. So now you can decide what content sits where on your timeline. So Bruce gave the example of Lego. Lego can go back into the 1960s and say, Lego launched, whatever, and that generates nostalgia. And Manos talked about nostalgia. So you can make content relevant to time, and equally you can put content just on the top of the page. If you want every user to see a particular piece of content, you can now pin content to the top of the timeline. And the third thing I think is that the timeline is much more visual. So previously it was a lot of text, and it was sometimes you might post a photo, but then the photo falls. I think the new timeline for pages gives brands an opportunity to put beautiful visual content on their page and get lots of engagement from that. And like I said earlier, if you have good content on your page, then your Facebook strategy is already starting in the right direction.
Okay, we have two questions.
Could you just show us the example, the B2B example you were telling about Volkswagen, that architecture design company? Something to compare.
I can include it, so I think we're going to share this presentation with the vendor, and then everyone will have the presentation. What I can do is I can include that B2B example. But they just ran marketplace ads for people who are interested in architecture and design, and it was just simply a matter of targeting. So when you're thinking about the 4.5 million people in Romania who are on Facebook, or 4.7 million by today or tomorrow, of course that's everyone in Romania, but maybe you're only interested in men or only interested in women. So Facebook, of course, offers you the opportunity to create this narrow group of people that are relevant to you. So what that company did was they said, okay, I'm only interested in men who are 35 to 45 because they have high spending power or whatever, and are interested in these things. And it created a very close group of people, a very small group of people, who with a very close link to their product. So the real success from that, without showing the exact case study, was just targeting. If you are very, very specific, so Facebook, you can target everyone in the world if you want to. It's going to cost you a lot of euros, but if you want to target everyone, it's available. But you can get very, very narrow and just target your customers. Just target the people that you know will buy from you. And that was the success for that.
And one more question.
Yeah. With the new timeline, you launched some features about checking in for promotions that is not available in Romania or in Europe, this new feature. When is it going to be available?
So previously there was a product called check-in deals, where you had to have your Facebook on your smartphone, you checked in and a deal was available to you because you were in that place. We've now upgraded that product, and it's now called Offers. And Offers will be available soon. I would say, it's not going to be 3 months, it's not going to be tomorrow, but it's soon. The reason I don't have an actual date is because even when we have a date in Facebook, the date tends to change. So I would say sometime in the next month, you will probably see Offers available across the board. And Offers is an amazing product, which Sebastian will discuss later on today. But Offers allows you to put a promotion on your page and have anybody claim that promotion and go to your shop and buy with that promotion. So it links online and offline very well. It of course works online to online, but unlike check-in deals, it doesn't need mobile. It can work from your Facebook desktop. So I'll say a month, but please don't email me and say where is it, because you said a month. Approximately, that's what I'm hoping.
I sell power generators, for buildings.
You do or?
I know, someone asked me.
Okay.
And
I was going to say,
yeah,
quite a variety of issues about
I do a lot of things. Selling power generators is not one of them, but someone did this thing and asked me, should I be on Facebook, and if I should, how? What's my place on Facebook, because I sell power generators. Have someone in the room seen a power generator at some point in his or her life? And it's not a thing you put on your cover photo. I have a big power generator. So it's a B2B company. It's a very niche market. So what's your advice, and how can you convince this kind of small or even big niche companies to join Facebook?
Sure, so it's really simple. A word I already use is targeting. So there is no point if you sell power generators in running a reach block in Romania. It just does not make sense. 4.5 million people or 2.8 million people don't care, but 1,000 people really do care. So you can target specific people. So that's one of the features of Facebook, that we have targeting that's very, very detailed. It's not just targeting by a keyword or targeting by a location, but we can target by the type of person that's interested. So if you can tell me the specific type of person that is your valuable customer, then we can help you reach that target market. It might just be with ads. It might be as simple as an ad that is shown to me because I am the right profile, and when I click on the ad, it leaves Facebook. Maybe it's an external ad, and that's okay as well. Maybe it's not relevant for you to be on Facebook. But for every community, there's information to be shared, and people who are specific to power generator interests might want that information from you. So maybe you can also have a page, because the page is for free. I mean, why not, is another way of looking at it. But for sure, we can target the ads, and even if it's just bringing people from Facebook to your website, we can do that.
Okay, and one last question.
I have one more question.
Yes.
If I'm Nike and if I'm Adidas and I'm trying to reach Nike's, let's say, customers, how can I do this except keyword targeting? Because on Google, I can compete on the beginning as well.
Kind of, yeah. So
is this, in the near future, are you going to have this option as well?
So I used to work for Google, so I know how their trademark process works. So it's a very tricky issue. I don't know if Manos is still here. But anyway, the point is, if we said to Manos, oh, by the way, we spoke to Coca-Cola, we're going to sell them all your fans to target them, I think Manos wouldn't be so happy with us. So it's a matter of balancing the trademark rights of companies against each other. So the ideal situation for any company is, I want to target my competitors, but I don't want them to target me. And of course, we can't do that. That world is not available.